guys, so welcome to another video, and this time we're reacting to my man Luke Belmar here who's taking the internet by storm on his compilation of datasets. I hope you guys get some real source in this video. Let's get into it, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Luke Belmar Datasets.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to be a multimillionaire. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be healthy and have a nice home and take care of your family. But the system will tell you that you have to work, you have to be an employee. When you realize that the way to make money, the way to liberate yourself, isn't through the ways of the system. It's not through a 9 to 5. It's through self-development. It's through the understanding of the game. It's through understanding how the system works and understanding how to exploit the system to your advantage, because there's loopholes that were created intentionally by people that created the rules of the system.
Look at how this guy articulates his words. This guy can play around with words. You can make him an international speaker or something like that. This guy knows how to put words together. This guy is a genius when it comes to putting words. So, shout out.
That you abide by. I don't know about you, but in my book, in my opinion, I can't lose. Because losing is something that is designed for people.
Muhammad Ali, I can't lose. I can't lose. Me, I can't lose. It's like that. I can't lose. I can't.
That quit, and for people that fail, I don't fail, I learn, I reevaluate, I analyze, I cross-examine, I fine-tune, I refine my craft. So if you couldn't fail because failure is not an option, because failure isn't real, who would you become? Who would you be? Who's holding you back?
I just remembered, who was it? There's a guy, who was it? I forgot his name, but the guy said, how big would you dream if you knew you couldn't fail? Imagine, how big would you dream if you knew you couldn't fail? How big would you dream?
Who's telling you you can't? You? Or is it the programming inside of you? Maybe it ain't you.
Luke, how do I make $1 million? What are the tips and tricks and secrets in order to get to the next level in my career, in order to get to the next level in my business? Secrets, tips. What the f are you talking about, my brother? You're focused on the wrong thing. You're focused on the $1 million. No wonder you're unhappy. You're focused on that which you cannot control. No wonder you can't achieve anything. Now, there's a verse in the Bible that says, do not be fooled. God cannot be mocked. As a man sows, so shall he also reap. Now, what does this mean? This means that for everything that you input, you will output in equal proportion. How foolish would it be for a farmer to look at the soil, stare at the soil 24/7, curse at the soil, expecting fruit when he has planted nothing, when he has not carefully watered and
You want to make $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month. Have you put in the work, or you just want it? You just want it. Have you actually put in the work for you to deserve it?
supervised the growth of his labor. It is stupid. Yet we do the exact same thing in our own lives. We expect a result without putting anything in. We expect an output that we cannot control, yet that which we can control, which is the input, we do not focus on. My friend, if you want to get to the next level in your career, let me tell you one thing.
Don't focus on the results. Focus on the input, because that's what you can control. The effort you put in is what you can control, but the results, that's out of your control. That's out of the control. And if you know that, then you're sorted. You will stop worrying about things you can't control. You cannot control how people think about you, but you can control how you think of people. Check. Control you. Control you. You are what you can control. Nothing else.
You must not be focused on the next level of your career. You must be focused on the input, that which you can control. So let me ask you, what can you control today? Well, you can control when you show up. You can control how much you work. You can control the quality of your labor. You can control the quality of your relationships. You can control what you input into your ears, what you input into your mind. But nobody wants to focus on that because it requires too much patience.
Yeah. My guy is spitting here. My guy is spitting right here. So, phew, this guy is spitting. So what you can control is what you put in. What you can control is what you put in. Can you guys clearly hear this? So whatever is in your mind right now, obviously not all of it was put in by you. Some of it by your parents, by relatives around you, anyone who's close to you. So it wasn't your choice. But there are some things which you yourself have decided to put inside you. Things you have read, movies you have watched. You decided that you want this type of information to be in your brain. So if you want success, look for the information of success and then put it here. That will be your input. Input the success right here. And then you wait. You wait for the results. But you cannot control the results. You can only control your input. Whatever you put in trash here, it's trash. It will be trash here also, and then the results will be trash also. It's that simple. So control your input. Don't focus on the results.
My friend, patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. The reason you are unhappy is because you want something that you have not worked. You want something that you have not earned. And that which you earn will come to you in due time and in due process. But you must be focused on putting in the hours, the energy, the attention, the dedication in order.
Bro, don't give up. Just because you read 20 books on finance and you haven't shifted from the point you are now to where you want to be, then you give up. This thing doesn't work. No, that's not how it happens. You just focus on the input and you have to make a choice. I will do this until I die. You will do this until you die. When that becomes your vision, you tunnel vision on that, bro, it's impossible for you to not get rich. Trust me, it's impossible. It's impossible for you not to get rich.
To receive that which you want. You look at the podium and you look at these champions receive trophies and medals, and you assume that they just landed there. You just assume that they just achieved greatness by chance, by luck. There's no
such thing as luck. There's no such thing. He got lucky. Why don't you get lucky? There's no such thing as luck, guys.
such thing as luck, only probabilities. So as you increase your input, you increase your probabilities. So my friend, my question to you today is, what are you inputting into your life? Because where you are today is completely based on the input of your life. Period. There is no debating on this spot. It's very simple. Isaac Newton.
That is true. Where you are today, what you have, I know. I also had questions like you that, I know put myself here, but it's the truth. The truth is hard. It's hard, I'm telling you. Where you are right now, you have put yourself there. Where you are, you have put yourself there. Stop blaming your parents, bro. Stop blaming whatever, the system. It's you. It's you. No one else. It's you.
Said it. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So that which you input, you will receive in equal proportion. It's very straightforward. It is a universal law, and these universal laws are unflexible. They are unbendable. You cannot get past them. Do not be fooled. God cannot be mocked. That which a man sows, so shall he also reap. Walk with power, walk with truth. That's my data set for you guys. Peace.
YOLO, you only live once. The question is, how do you live that one time? Now, if I take you to an old retirement home, if I take you to a hospital, you will witness. It's very palpable. You can feel it in the air. It's very dense, the pain of regret. This regret usually comes from a lifestyle.
So this one, if you guys have never, what can I say to you guys here? So listen to old people. Listen to their stories. Listen to their advice. They were once where you are. They are not dumb. They were once where you are. So those guys carry wisdom. They Listen to those guys. Listen to those, even if they're poor, they're rich, whatever. Just listen to those guys. Those guys carry wisdom, guys. That's just me praising them. Because if I hadn't listened to like someone who was like above me, like super old, who doesn't care about like the women, the money, like everything is gone for him. Like it's gone, it's old. For him it's Leo. Like he's only waiting to go. A person who's waiting to go, who has finished life, who can barely walk, an elder who pisses himself in his 90s will give you the best advice of your life. Because obvious, some of you might die just tomorrow, next week, next month. I do not wish that for you. I even rebuke it for anyone watching this video. That will not happen to you. So, but anyone who has lived for that long, guys, they have wisdom. There's something you will grasp from their words. There's something you will grasp. Ask, and when you meet such people, ask questions. Ask questions, one after the other. Ask questions. I'm telling you, ask questions. Those guys carry wisdom. They are walls of wisdom.
Lifestyle that is massively hedonistic, a lifestyle that is massively promiscuous, that has no limitations, no boundaries, and instills zero discipline. Most people live this lifestyle because they think that they're never going to have to pay the piper, that they're never going to have to pay the bill for the decisions of their life, for the actions of their life. The pressure of life will crush you. Now the question is, will it wield a diamond or not? And all of that has to do from the source by which that pain comes from. Now, if you instill discipline, it is painful, right? Not having to hang out with certain people, having to establish a routine.
The things you have to sacrifice. The things I would have right now, where I would be right now, like, things. There's sacrifice into these things. The pain of discipline. And picking a right path. I'll make a video on this, on like picking a right path, like making the right choices, things like that. Because this world we live in is messed up. There are a lot of people doing all kinds of shenanigans, and these guys are rich. They are sorted. Their lives look perfect from the outside, but you have not seen. You have not seen even half of it. You have not seen what they're showing you. You guys have not seen. If you like really seriously do your research on some people who are very successful, not all of them who are very successful, they are doing all sorts of evil things. And to choose the right path, bro, you need guidance. You need to belong to a pact of individuals who have the same goals as you, who strive for the same things as you do, because you can't be a lone wolf in this game of life. You can't. Even Jesus had disciples. He wasn't walking alone. So
having to establish healthy eating habits, saying, hey, no, I'm not going out tonight because I got things that I need to accomplish in order to live a life that is not full of regret. You need to understand that you must be willing to suffer today to become something tomorrow, instead of having anything you want today and having to pay the bill tomorrow. And I promise you, that bill is very expensive. So ask yourself, what's the life I want? What's the life that I want to live? And what am I willing to sacrifice so I don't have to deal with the regret and the bullshit of the future? Am I willing to have the pain of discipline? Or will I deal with the pain of regret? The choice is yours. You got one life. It's all on you.
Hey, Luke, I want to be successful. How do I get to the next level? How do I become a successful entrepreneur? Let me ask you a question. What is success? How do you define success? I've seen so many stories of people try to embody the belief system and the definition of success that other people have put on them, that once they achieve that...
now that hit. How do you define success? Because the way a rapper defines success is not the same way as an accountant would define success. You see what I'm saying here? So which success are you looking for? Which kind of success are you looking for? Which success are you looking for? The way a pastor defines success is not the way a club owner would define success. So which kind of success are you looking for? Investigate. Like, you have to really want it. Like, you have to know what you want. Like, you should know what you want. Every day you wake up, you know what you want, and you know what success is to you. You know what money is to you. Everything has to be. You have to know what you're going to do tomorrow, the next day after that, next week, that month. What are your goals? What you this thing. If you don't even know what you're going to do tomorrow, my guy.
A certain thing, they realize, oh shit, this wasn't for me. This wasn't what I defined as success. So let me ask you a question. What do you define as your symphony of success? What does that look like for you? Because it looks differently for every person. Let me give you an example. You see so many families that are like these lineages of doctors or these lineages of business owners, and eventually this black sheep comes in and says, I don't want to do that. And everybody loses their mind because they're trying to box you up as to what you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to think, who you're supposed to operate under. And in reality, that is a fabric and a construct that they want to impose on you. I know women that to them being successful is being a stay-at-home mom and being a good stay-at-home mom. I know guys that make $5,000 a month, and to them that's ultimate success because they are doing what they wanted to do. They are becoming who they said they wanted to become. So let me ask you again, what is the symphony of success in your life?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk to you about Ramadan. Ramadan, for those people that don't know, is a month in the
Ramadan, that's from the Islam religion, if I'm not mistaken. I do not want to say anything about Islam, but there's only one
a Muslim religion where it is believed that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, received the word of God, and that is the birth of Islam as you know it today. And it is in the month of Ramadan that people fast from food and drinking to focus on God. But many times, like the Quran states, a lot of people only get from fasting, hunger, and thirst. And for those that pray at night, all that they get is being awake. The Bible says it, that the body is what? The temple of the Spirit of God. And he who destroys the temple, God will destroy him. Why? Because the body does not belong.
This guy is smart. He does not want to offend any religion, even though he knows the actual religion, which is like I don't wanna touch on that. Let's just continue.
Belong to you, but it belongs to God. So if your body belongs to God, and the body is what God uses to manifest his glory through you, because if you're trying to be a man of God, you want God to use you, right? You don't want to impose your way if he knows better. You just want to do the work and allow him to guide and lead. Isn't that a better life? If you believe that there's a designer and a creator of all, wouldn't you be an absolute fool to not count on him? Yet in these periods of feasting and fasting, all we're focused on is the pleasure. Like what we're lacking, what we're missing. I get a lot of DMs, people being like, my family, when they break Ramadan, they're breaking it with high fructose corn syrup and processed sugars and sodas. That's not the way. Read the Quran. It says break it with dates and with water. That's how you must break your fast. Why? Because it is pure. You fast all day, thinking about eating and thinking about drinking, and at night you break your fast with that which you're trying to run away from. It makes no sense. So when you think about Ramadan, you can't just be thinking about food and water. It is beyond that. It is merely a representation and a manifestation in the three-dimensional realm of what it is to be.
This guy's he's using some deep language here.
Be a person that is in tune with their spirit and in tune with God. So much so that they don't need food because food isn't in them. Imagine, bro, being in such a primal state that all you think about is your stomach.
That is the lesson. That is the truth. At least that's the data set.
Where you are in life right now is exactly where you chose to be. Whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it or not, that is the reality of the situation. There's a plethora of opportunity, access, and information out there for you to become successful, for you to build the life that you want. But the truth is that you don't think it's possible and that you're comfortable with the life that you have. Therefore, you live and operate accordingly. So if the life that you have is the life that you chose and where you are right now is by choice, where's your video game character right now? Where have you positioned it to be? Oh yeah, but my life, my parents, third world country. I'm from a third world country. Look at me now. What?
So yeah, this was I also had an excuse like this, like third world country. Your country is like way down there. It's actually not about the country. It's not about the country. What is? I love something that my prophet talks about. So he says a lizard in Africa cannot expect to be a crocodile in Europe. Think about that. If you take a lizard from Africa, it won't become a crocodile in Europe. So here what I'm trying to say is, if you're broke here, it doesn't mean if you're in America you are rich. Nah, bro. There's a system for everything. You can still make it. You can still make it.
You can't do it. Who's holding you back? The system, the ideology, the culture, all that stuff, bro. If you want to become a high-tier individual and if you want to live life on your own terms and be the wielder of your future, then you need to start moving with intention. You need to start moving and operating with a lot of power. You need to move as if you own this place. And you will, because if somebody else was able to do it and somebody else was able to be successful in the past, why can't you be that person? So where you are right now in life, whether you believe it or not, is where you chose to be. And that is the truth. So ladies and gentlemen, where do you want to be?
Today I want to share with you the reason why 99% of men fail. The reason they fail comes down to one single word: goals. People don't have goals. They don't know where they're going. They don't know.
Do you have goals? Do you have goals, bro? There are some people who don't understand what a goal is. But you guys, you have set a goal. Let me use this. Maybe there's a girl in your class. You're like, nah, I have to get this girl one day. That's your goal. You've already set a goal. Just like that. That's a goal. But it's not a solid goal. A solid goal would be you write the name of the girl on a piece of paper and you put it somewhere. And then you affirm to yourself that I'm gonna get her one day. Check. That's an example I'm just using for you guys so you can understand. Because if I use something else, you guys won't be so much interested. So set goals for what you want. The same way like you're setting for that girl. Set actual goals.
What they want. They wake up like accidents. They wake up with no purpose. They wake up with no sense of direction. They don't know what they want, who they want. They don't know who they are. So today I want to talk to you about goals. Now, goals are very much like archery. In order for you to hit the target, you must first have a target. So the first step in goal setting is your ability to determine where you will shoot. The second variable is you have to aim. You need to understand that having a goal alone is not enough. You need to make a concise plan. You need to take into account the wind. You need to take into account the humidity, the distance, the different things.
So you have your goal. You have to know, like, what does she like? What does she like? How does she behave? I don't know. There are a lot of things you have to take in. Where is she most of the time when you want to meet her? What annoys her? Things like that. So you have to be serious. You have to study.
That are in your way in order for you to hit your goal. Once you've calculated all the different variables that it takes and you begin to understand the nature of achieving this goal, you have to have the ability to shoot. Having a goal, understanding the nature of the goal and the things necessary to accomplish the goal mean nothing without shooting, without taking action. And you have to understand that whether you hit the target,
you can paste her on your wall. think about it every day, meditate, I don't know what, until somebody takes her, right? That's the way it is. Without action, bro, you just fumbled it. Without action, you just fumbled it.
Target or not, that you are responsible alone for that shot. Nobody else is responsible for you. This is the nature of goal setting. This is the nature of accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish. So in conclusion, in life, if you want to be successful, you need to know where you're going by understanding what you want and understanding who you are. You need to aim, understand the nature of your goal, where you want to go, how you want to live, the difficulties and the opportunities that come by achieving that goal. And then finally, you have to shoot. You have to execute. Talking is not enough. You must do. And that is the key to accomplishing anything in life, to accomplishing your goals, to hitting the bullseye.
Do you
So, hope you guys enjoyed that. That was really some educational video right there. That was the source. I think I'm done for the day. Or do I still have a couple of videos? Maybe I might do it. Okay, so hope you guys learned a lot from the. Obviously, there's some who didn't even finish the video. That's life. That's life. See, not all of us can be successful. Only some. Only some. Because there's a system, and in that system, you just have to choose which side you want to be. You've checked most. You guys have watched movies, right? You always realize there are those people who like just die, like they're just part of the movie, then they get shot. Maybe it was, let me say, it's a zombie apocalypse, right? Mate, you have the main character right here, and then that just a random person being eaten by the zombie. A random person being eaten by the zombie. Do you care about that person? No, because it's just a random person. It's just a casualty in the movie, you know. So the people who are like that in life, like they do not know what's happening. But if you have watched the full video and you have reached this, I'm telling you, you are not that casualty. You are just not that random person in the movie who's just getting eaten. You're the main character, or you are the guy who was with the main character, and you guys are the ones that are gonna take over. So if this is on TikTok and you only found a snippet of it, bro, just go on YouTube and watch the whole video, because on YouTube right here I've pasted like the whole video. So just watch it and follow along. There's a lot you'll learn. Peace.
Do you think you're going to have a successful end to this year? Do you think that your work